So it's a little bit late out. My kids are in bed. Gotta be quiet. And I don't really know where to put the camera. To be honest, this feels like I'm ducking, but if I put it too far away, it feels weird. And I'm trying to be kind of quiet, so it's a little closer. Anyway, because it was late, I've been playing this guitar. This is this Gibson L-00 Standard. I believe it's 2024. I think so. I think it's 2024. So anyway, very new Gibson L-00 Standard. And I've just been playing it, and I want to make this video real quick because I feel some kind of way about this guitar in a way that I normally don't about guitars. And the way about it is this guitar transports me to like a bygone era in a way that most guitars don't. So there's lots of guitars that are great all around guitars, and usually that's kind of what I wind up with, is like bigger body, kind of great all around guitars. But this particular one, I've just been finger picking it because, again, it's late and I'm trying not to wake everybody up. And it's just like, it's got that sound, So an L-00 is supposed to be kind of like they came out, I think, in 1933 or 1934, and maybe earlier, I don't know, somewhere around there. But anyway, they're supposed to be kind of like that old-timey sound, but I've had several L-00s that they were sort of just like small J45s, and nothing wrong with that. They were fine. They were great, very comfortable, really easy to wrap around. But there's something about this one that it just transports me to the 1930s. I feel like I'm, on a train going through like the Midwest, just, in the back of a train car with the doors open, going through Kansas or something. I just hopped on. Or not, that's just the sound it makes. The look of it is very new. It's shiny. It's like more or less perfect as far as that goes. But the sound that comes from it, it feels like an old-timey guitar. And I'll shut up and play it a little bit so you can hear. But and I've had a 1934 Gibson L-00. I've had an actual 1934, which was awesome. I'm not going to sit here and be like, this one's better. But for one, this one's like 1/3 of the price. And the sound of it it's just like, it's very specific. It's like a specific sound. I wouldn't recommend this guitar as like your only guitar if you don't have any other guitars. Unless you're just like a small person, you want a small guitar, you don't really care, you're not so nuanced in the sound that you're like, okay, it has to be this sound. Like, if you're just beginning, you're probably not going to notice a difference, really. But if you've played for a long time, this one, as far as for finger picking, it is incredible, I think. If you're looking for that kind of dead, boxy sound, that old-timey Gibson sound. Like some small body guitars, they're like little miniature pianos, You'll play them and the overtones start happening and it's like there's all these other notes and it's just gorgeous, and it like flourishes as you're playing. This one's not that. This one is like, it reminds me of just an old beat up blues box type guitar, just the kind of guitar that sounds better with dead strings, if that makes sense. And I'll play it some so you can hear. And I don't know if it's going to be translated on the video and through the mic or whatever, but I've had a few different Gibson L-00s and they didn't capture that, like, that very specific essence. So this guitar, I would not, it's not bad strumming, you know, like if you have a pick and you're strumming and whatever, it's fine, it's good, it's just like any other guitar, you know, smaller body, a little different sound. But like where this one comes alive is just in that like finger picking, like minor chord feeling of a song, you know. Like I wouldn't necessarily just, I wouldn't want to just recommend someone could just get a Gibson L-00 standard. I wouldn't want to just promise that like, hey, get any of them and they'll all sound like this. If that's the sound you're going for one, I wouldn't recommend it if it's your only guitar unless you are specifically going for that kind of old-timey sound. But I've played like the Murphy Lab L-00s. I've played actual vintage L-00s. They're all great. The Murphy Lab guitars are amazing. I think they do a great job. I think whatever they do to them definitely makes them sound better than just the standard versions. They have like a 1933 reissue L-00. This one, what blows me away about this particular guitar is it's not one of those. It's the standard model. It's not even like the, you know, like there's like a, like right now I have a J or SJ200 original, which is supposed to be like, there's the original and there's the standard. The original have like the older style tuners and stuff. Like this just has, you know, the silver Grover tuners. Yeah, the silver Grover tuners. Very shiny all around. It's got a lot of gloss. There's nothing about this guitar that is like old timey, right? It's got the LR Bags VTC pickup installed, but it just, the sound of it is just like, yes, that's the L-00 sound. So if you're looking for the L-00 sound, I would be hesitant to just be like, oh yeah, just get an L-00 standard. They all sound like that. Because I've had a few of them and they were good, but they weren't like, yes, that's what I'm looking for. And I don't know what it is, but this one seems to have that. It really excels in finger picking, especially in minor chords, which is pretty specific, but anyway, it's like, I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger traveling through this world of woe. There's no sickness towards the dangers, not great land to which I roam. It just has that very specific sound to me, to my ears. And you know, sometimes you get lucky with like these strings, you could probably change them, but this type of guitar, it sounds better with dead strings. These aren't real old strings, but they're like, you know, you could replace them, but it's not the kind of guitar that's just like flourishing with all these harmonics and overdub of notes, where it just like, it's just this beautiful bouquet of notes. It's like a very specific dead, boxy, old Gibson sound. And I'm just so impressed with this guitar. The only thing I don't like about it is just that it looks so new. like the sound that it makes in the room to my ears, it seems like it should be really beat up, and then it'd be perfect. But it's like brand new, you know. So, you know, it's like if I could just like make this take all the gloss away and just make it more like a Murphy Lab, it would be like an amazing guitar for that specific thing. So anyway, I just wanted to make a little video real quick because I was playing it, and I'm trying to be quiet, so I'm just finger picking, no pick, no real strumming, and I'm just like, man, this guitar, it just has like that sound, that L-00 sound, and I'm just so impressed with it. Again, I wouldn't want to just blanketly tell someone, hey, go get yourself an L-00. They all sound like this because I've had a few of them and they don't. If I paid $6,000 for this guitar and it was like the Murphy Lab or like an actual old one, not including the feeling of all the glossiness, if it just sounded like this, I would be happy with the money I spent. I'd be like, yep, okay, good. That's money well spent. That is the sound I was going for. But this guitar is like, I think I'm selling it for like $2,000. They're $3,000 new. I'm selling this one for $2,000 or whatever, which is pretty good. That's just slightly more than I paid for it, which is like, I guess, the name of the game. I'm buying and selling guitars, so I'm trying not to lose money on them. But, you know, it's almost perfect condition. There's tiny little chip in the finish here and here. Not at all any kind of not any kind of headstock issue. It was just like there, I think where people hang them on, like, you know, whatever, like the little guitar hangers in the store or whatever, that, you know, so it just got a little bit right there, and then a little bit of buckle rash or whatever on the back. But it's really, if this was my guitar, if I was just keeping it, well, it is my guitar, but if it was my guitar forever, if it was just my forever guitar, I would be real tempted to try to just like sand it down and make it beat up, because it just has that beat up sound. I might switch out the tuners if I was just going to keep it forever too. I'm not a huge fan of the kind of silver. Well, my phone crashed in the middle of my monologue about this L-00 behind me. Anyway, what I was saying was, if I was going to just keep the guitar forever, I might switch out the tuners because I don't really like the silver Grover tuners. And I would be real tempted to like beat it up some. Like, I don't know. I probably wouldn't, because it's hard to do that and make it look good, not stupid. But if I could do that, I would, because it has that old-timey sound, but right now it just looks really new. I'd also probably take out the sticker. You know, I'm not a big fan of the big stickers that they always put in guitars. That, like, if I was just going to keep it forever, like, obviously if I'm going to sell it, I'm probably not going to do that. But man, what a cool guitar. I was really, really impressed with the sound. I've said it like 5 times, so I apologize. But again, that very specific, you know, old-timey Gibson boxy sound. Transport you to a railway car in the 1930s. You're just flying through Kansas. You know, the sun setting. There's wheat or something that you're going past. Fields. Lots of fields. Probably some dust, depending on when in the 1930s you're going through Kansas. And you're just strumming on this guitar. Finger picking, doing some sad minor chord songs. Just perfect. It's the perfect guitar for that sound. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys are having a good night or whatever you're doing. I'm gonna go to bed, but I wanted to get this video about this guitar out while I was really thinking about it and had the time, because I just don't have the time when the kids are awake. So when they're asleep, I have a little more time. And yeah, so thank you. 2024 Gibson L-00 Standard. Get you one.